Hello. The building over there is an abandoned Shari restaurant in Aloha, Oregon. This time we'll be exploring inside. So let's go for it. Shari again. This is the main entrance as you can see. We're about to enter the place. Ta-da! We are officially inside an abandoned Shari. And this is the vestibule as expected. Gonna head to the lobby. Here we are. Most of the lights are on. Wonder who's paying the electric bills. This is a very old looking building. I'm guessing the restaurant opened in the early 80s or so. Looks like the dining area is frozen in time. The green seats are definitely old school. I would say this place hasn't been renovated in over 20 years. I've never been to this location when they were open, but I do remember my local Shari having those exact green boats back in the late 2000s. Then sometime in the early 2010s, my old Shari was renovated, replacing the green boats with brown ones. Aside from that, the restaurant ended up closing in October 2024, when the rest of the main and Shari locations in Oregon shut down as well. I can see the previous system touchscreen appears to be missing. Don't know how long it's been like that for. Here we have the solarium. I always find those setups very interesting, you know? They remind me of nearly every vintage 7-day solarium. I like those big round boots on both sides of the solarium. Never seen anything like that before. It's just so weird and sad that we don't have Sharis in Oregon anymore, while Washington, Idaho, and California still have some. Here's the button station. Man, can't believe there are a bunch of things left behind. You got napkins, silverware, decorations, period systems, and so on. By the way, I actually came here before after they closed. The first time I came here was back in November 2024, and I did some recording. At that time, I only filmed the outside the building since there wasn't a way in. I never bothered editing the video because I had a lot of backlog footage and still do. Then I decided to return this location the following June to see what had changed. To my surprise, I was able to go inside the building, which I did just moments ago, and here I am, documenting it. So I ended up deleting the original footage from 2024. I remember at that time, there was a notice in the door stating that the restaurant had been evicted or something like that, and it also listed a court date. It mentioned that if someone failed to show up, the police could have arrested that person and the landlord would win the case. I've heard that the Shari was behind in paying rent, totaling nearly $17,000. It wasn't just his location. The others didn't pay their rent either. The person who should be arrested is the former restaurant CEO, Samuel Bagisa. He was responsible for the downfall of the company. He cares about money than the business itself. Here's the door. It looks super adventurous to me. For some reason, the former Shari reminds me of the one I filmed the inside of in Kirkland, Washington back in late 2024. The building setup looks kinda similar to this one, but reversed. If you haven't seen the video yet, the link is in the description below. I believe the Kirkland location is still vacant. I noticed there's no opening door for the kitchen. How weird is that? Here's the soda fountain. Maybe there's some liquids left to rot, which would be bad. Same thing for those. Ironically, that's where usually there is actual flavor brands. Speaking of that Spurs, I haven't had it in a long time. Got some information papers in the wooden wall. There's a whiteboard as well. We're in a service passageway. They were responsible for bringing the customers food and drink back then. I heard they also made pie shakes. I have personally never tried them in my entire life, but I heard they are very good. I'm sure my family had them once. You can see stack of plates above the counter. I don't know if they does to you or not. The floor was also retro. By the way, in late 2020 or early 2021, when I was on Facebook, someone claimed that this Shari was no longer in business. When I did further research, this place was still open. Here's the pie display cabinet with lights on. Also, several months after the first one closed, before I went inside, I went on Facebook Marketplace and happened to see this place listed. There were photos of tables, chairs, booths, and other items. As of right now, all the furniture and whatnot is still here. Everything is kinda messy in here. So sad to see you that way. Over here, this is the register. That's where customers used to pay at the front after they were done eating. I can see the telephone isn't hooked up anymore. We're gonna check the bathroom soon. Shari homemade pies. That is simply not true. The ingredients were obviously from Cisco. Turning on my lighting equipment for the bathrooms. Let's check the women's room. Here we are. There's your one tiny sink. The wall tiles definitely look super nice. I don't think the bathroom lights aren't working anymore. Here's the toilet. There's water in the bowl. I don't know if the bathroom server got renovated at some point. Got another toilet. The handicap stall isn't too big, I see. Still some toilet paper is left behind too. We're done with the women's room. Now let's head over to the men's room. The wall tiles are just the same as the other one. Got one sink. Looks kinda clean. Here's the urinal. And one toilet too. Still the handicap stall is small. In all seriousness, the bathrooms are obviously not so big. We're done here, let's get out. I don't know if the fire extinguishers are still new. By the way, I have a brother-in-law who used to live in Beaverton in the 90s and early 2000s. I know he and his family have been to the old Shari and Southeast Wellington Valley Highway long ago. I'm not sure they have been to this location as well. It's possible that they did. I like how this old Shari has 3 solarium setups. Usually, most other Shari locations only have 1. We're gonna see the old gambling room in just a second. Here's another business station. The sign says RID, responsibility matters. That's a cool looking one. Her Shari her Oregon lottery over $100,000 in debt. It makes sense why all the 42 locations in Oregon are out of business. Since there are plenty of booths next to windows, I'm guessing that capacity will be over 100 customers. The black carpet has an office pipe, you know what I mean? The gambling chairs are still around, as you can see. You can see the windows are invisible at this time. If anyone has memories of eating or working here, please share them in the comments. Otherwise, thank you very much. I believe this section here has several slot machines in the past. Before video poker machines were added to restaurants, I'm sure this area was hidden. Shari were also selling alcohol. I don't really drink that much anymore since they have real taste. Got another exit door. More PA system as well. There's a classy looking kitchen door. Seriously, the kitchen area is creepy. We have a closet here. It's very tiny. Just mostly random stuffs. And of course, we have a ladder to go up to the attic and roof. Still my room to check out. This my feed is right storage room. Random stuff on the shelves. There is a freezer included too. The shelf does not look clean at all. It's very small in here. Wow. I can see another room has lights on. A freezer in the kitchen under the closet. That's weird. Got some cleaning supplies here. I'm gonna keep moving. I have no idea what this station was. The white wall tiles are old school. Got a few total boxes. There's the ice machine next to the exit door. I don't know if it works or not. I just feel like everything's falling apart in here. The exit sign is lit up. Got several papers in the bulletin board. Behind the papers it says BOH. It obviously refers to the back of the house where the cooks, dishwashers, and manager's office are. This is the dishwashing station. Over here to the right, I believe that's the bakery department. The bakers were responsible for making countless of pies throughout the years. Then at some point, Shari started buying extra pies from Shari's or Larry's. You can find them at the local grocery store. I'm not kidding. I don't know why they stopped making pies at Shari's. I miss their pies so much. With all those things left behind, this restaurant can easily be reopened quick. That is the sound looks special to me. Let's check the freezer room. Again, you can read the pink paper by pausing the video. Here's what it looks like. The shelves are nearly empty. Seems to me that most of the food ingredients are gone. Not gonna lie, I wish Shari was still around. Got a blue rack on the left. We're gonna check the manager's room. Wow, there are a lot of things in here. I think all the stuff would be considered reusable. This is so crazy. Look, there's a safe box down there. Sadly, there's nothing inside. Too bad. Done with your room. We're going to explore the area in a moment. I believe they finished the employees' break area. Still a lot of papers on the wall. By the way, I want to share more information about this closure. The former general manager of the Shari, Tiffany Johnson, was in the news. She said she received a phone call from her district operations manager telling her that they were closing. She was shocked and called him right away, wondering what was going on. She had been a manager here since 2018, up until the end. At first, she was told that she wanted the keys back, but later she was told to throw them away because the locks were being changed on the day all the Sharis in Oregon closed. Since she and the other employees were out of job, she received the news by text on a Sunday, her day off. The reporter asked if she felt like cooperating under the situation appropriately, and she said no, they didn't. She also said they haven't been able to order from Cisco for quite some time. Once they closed, the lottery money had already been taken out. She said they weren't able to pay anyone for the lottery. When that happened, she knew it was only a matter of time before they closed the doors. The only way they could get food ingredients without Cisco was by grocery shopping to keep the restaurant open for a while until the end. Other nearby Shari had similar problems as well. I felt bad for all employees having to go through this crap. I remember Shari used to be good many years ago until they went downhill. Things became worse when COVID impacted businesses. Then it was just dragged out to the end. Now for the exploration. And that'll be it. That's gonna wrap up the video. Make sure to like, comment, and share. Thanks for watching, and until next time, see you in the USA.